Good morning, everybody. So, I'm a little late on getting another upload in, but we're going to actually discuss about a couple of things. But like always, let's get planted. Okay. On our feet and work on our breathing. That's all we have to do. Literally, the only thing that has to be done is breathing. We're just going to take a few breaths, a few deep breaths. Okay. Deep breathing this morning. May just be getting out of bed or whatever the case may be. Deep breath. Fill your entire lungs. A deep and holy breath. As we keep breathing. One deep breath for gratitude. One deep breath for beauty in a new morning. One deep breath to be alive and well. One deep breath to let go of the woes and troubles of yesterday, embracing the present to strive for a better future. One deep breath for the love that is surrounding you. One deep breath for forgiveness of any of your misdeeds to yourself. One deep breath. Realize that today is the greatest day because it is here. As you center and worked on your breathing, a small prayer should be said for that gratefulness, for that forgiveness, for that love. Take a few small, gentle breaths. Be cognizant, be conscious of those small, gentle breaths and how they are feeling, how they are healing. One final deep breath. And release that morning tension. All right, folks, good morning again. So, today I really want to talk about getting through the storm. By storm, I don't mean the political game or the political agenda or the swamp or whatever. I mean the storm that's within here and here. The storm of us. And when we are confined to ourselves, we have a very keen way as humans to break down our foundations. We also have a good way of not showing ourselves the love that we need. And like I said last time, there's a lot of turmoil in the world, but there's more turmoil within each of ourselves. And there's more pain that we allow ourselves to go through and we choose to go through, and that we forget to be filled with gratefulness and have gratitude for that pain, because with those trials and tribulations, we are built stronger in faith. We are built stronger in that spirit. So I've talked a few times on those self-hindrances, and with each hindrance has been a new tool to overcome, but I don't think it should be an obstacle, just like I said last time. And where I've gotten these stories, the hindrance from, is a master Shi Hing Yi. He's a Shaolin master, and he has an online website. He has TED Talk video. Very great guy. And I'm going to reiterate some things that he has put forward in his philosophies. Now, with that being said, it should also be noted that when we look at these self-hindrances, the sensual desires, not just something that has to be sexual. It is of all natures to our senses, like that need for touch, that need to speak, that need to hear, that need to see, that need to taste. So it can be anything. It can be a desire for junk food or comfort food. And athletes see this a lot, or bodybuilders. When you're packing that protein, you're packing those supplements to get your body in the peak physical condition, you'll have that strain in the back of your mind. I can really just go for some junk food, get those sugars, get those all that stuff. That would be one of those sensual desires. Another one was ill will, and not only the ill will to others, but to yourself. It's that anger and that strife, reaction is what I would like to call it, is the need or the desire, the hindrance of wanting to react to someone else's provocation. And, it kind of goes back to stepping down the path of revenge. You will need to dig 2 graves, one for the blood that you seek and one for yourself, because once you finish that road of revenge, you've killed who you were before, that goodness. So in all these times when there is a lot of turmoil and a lot of pain, wishing that ill will on someone or something, it doesn't have to be a person, it could be a building, statues, or whatever might be going on in the environment that you are choosing. Ill will towards that environment will only break you down. Right? It's one of those kind of domino effects. You kick over the pillar that holds up your ceiling, well, it's gonna come crashing down. The next would be apathy, and more often than not, we can be troubled by the magnitude of what's before us, as if we see it as an obstacle. And we can't get past this obstacle. So instead of even trying to further push ourselves, we do nothing. And we become nothing. And that would be that apathy. And if you are apathetic, you atrophy. And what I mean by that is if you allow yourself to do nothing, now doing nothing can be beneficial, as in being still of mind, being still of body. Nothing as in the sense of no thing, not nothing in the sense of I'm going to lay around and waste away. Because if you waste away, you are literally wasting away at your spirit, at your mind, at your body. So it may be confusing, but at the same time, I want it to be a enlightened perspective to show you that doing no thing is quite different than doing nothing and being apathetic. And see, I am human as well, as we all are. And we have these tendencies, we have these self-hindrances. I'm no different. No one is perfect. But striving to that next step in perfection is what should be brought to the forefront of our thinking more often than we're not perfect. Well, of course, that's a moronic statement because it's asinine. It's stating the obvious in the most realist sense. It's, of course we're not perfect, but we've been perfectly made. So we are perfect in how we are supposed to be. Doesn't mean we have to have perfect actions, perfect thoughts, perfect mentalities, perfect bodies. We are perfect just the way we were made, because we were made in that love and given that spirit, and given that spark of divinity. That is what allows us to reach perfection, because it's already there. So when we become restless, which is the next hindrance, we allow ourselves to be influenced by the hubbub and the busy and the tyrannical mundane, I would say. And how I mean by that is we do not let our minds rest. We are restless. The restlessness, the anxiety of daily life. We are constantly distracted. We are constantly looking for a multi-task mentality. Listening to music, texting, playing a game, trying to write homework, or whatever it may be. You've stretched yourself too thin. And take it from Bilbo in the Lord of the Rings movies, it feels like butter. Spread too thin over too much bread. I feel like that's where we are when we come to this restlessness, this anxiety. We allow ourselves to be stretched so thin that it affects us, And like I said to start the video off, there's really not a single thing we have to do except breathing. Sure, we need food, we need water, and that can all be obtained. But something you have to do before anything else is breathe. Breathing allows your thoughts, breathing allows your movements. And I see that's Like, I should call this back to the basics because that is the basic necessity in life. Breathing. Okay. Water may produce life, but breathing filters and flows life. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, whatever it is that your cells need, all the way from the bacteria, they breathe. In some sense or not, they accumulate chemicals needed to do the functions in the body. Just as we humans, we need oxygen. The only way we can do that is breathing. Okay, and it's really simple. I'm not trying to make light of it either. I'm actually happy because, you focus on this one thing, everything else falls into place. It comes in order as it should. But breathe. Okay? And the last hindrance of the 5 would be skeptical doubt. This would be like your self-doubt. This would be that foregone thought of that imagined future. Like a writer's block. I'm not going in the right direction. I don't think this is following through properly. I don't see my characters growing like they should, and they stop writing. This would be that self-doubt, that skeptical doubt. And that can extend to the spirit, to love, to everything. That can work, job, money, whatever it may be. That skeptical doubt in the back of your mind, that's like that whispering. It's the little devil on your shoulder saying, "Oh no, you took the wrong step here. Something's gonna happen." It's that Indiana Jones movie when you push one pillar and it brings down like a cavern. I mean, so be it. But here's the thing. To overcome this doubt, simply breathe. Breathe. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And clear your plate. Clear your mind. Clear your situation. Release that doubt on the exhale. Okay? Now, I've talked about the Zen Buddhism story of the man traveling to the mountain and trying to go up the mountain, but he sees it as an obstacle. I got this from Master Shi and Yi, and the way he said it, he came up with something that was really brilliant. So this is all his. It's called Rain. And that's kind of why I still have the music playing in the background. Is because with rain, me personally, I don't really like getting wet. However, on that right day, good rain, I love to go play out in it. There's something natural and refreshing about letting Earth's natural showers wash away those hindrances, wash away that pain. So when he says rain and you meet these obstacles, when you're confronted with these hindrances to master yourself, master your environment, that's what they are. The hindrances to your own mastery. And that's why I say go back to the basics. Fundamental breathing. But he came up with the anagram, rain. Recognize, accept, investigate, and non-identify. Now what he says is when you recognize these hindrances, or when you recognize an obstacle. See it for what it is. And then you accept it for what it is. And then you move on to investigate. Ask, why is it here? Why am I having this interest? What caused it? Where did it come from? And once you've answered these questions, you non-identify. You release it from having power over you. So when he says you come to these obstacles, when you come to these storms in life, storms of emotion, storms of mentality, storms of physical stress, let it rain. Because in a storm, when the rain comes, does it not allow for flowers to bloom? And that's something that struck hard with me ever since I heard it. And I do my best to push forward through that. And I want other people to know it. So when you come to these walls, sensual desires, I want that junk food, ill will, I want to get that guy. Too much on my plate. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. Be a sloth. Restlessness. So much on my plate. I don't know what to do. Stressed. I'm freaking out. And then now you can't breathe. And then skeptical doubt. What if I'm not doing the right thing? Let it rain. Realize each of these are merely the stepping stones that you have to cross. You know, they may be self-hindrances. If you look at a stone as a mountain, but once you let it rain, it becomes stepping stones that get you across that river of life. So it all goes back to breathing. And when I say just breathing, I want you to know it is really that simple. Okay? Even with meditation, with working out, martial arts, with cardio, running, whatever your niche to make yourself better on the physical terms, it all requires proper breathing, concentrated breathing, conscious breathing. Now there's several breathing techniques, okay? And within military, fire service, police service, EMS, there's breathing techniques. Throughout all different martial arts, there's breathing techniques. Ask yourself, why is this? Because how you breathe dictates how we function. Why, when, for what we do when we breathe dictates the outcome of those same questions. So when we sit here and we stress, deep breath, in that full breath, allow your tensions to build. Because when your body expands, it tenses. However, you exhale, release that tension, and relax completely. One of the hardest things for me to relax is my forehead. I say because I got a heavy head. It's like a bowling ball. I didn't let my neck hold it up, it would fall off. Breathe. Release those tensions. And each deep breath, release a little bit more of your tensions. Release it from your back, from your butt, from your groin, from your legs, from your neck, from your trap, from your ears, your jaw. Unclench your jaw. Sag your eyes back. Let your body fall to relaxation and breathe. Okay? It's really just a short episode today because I really want to just talk about basics. Breathe. Okay? So, in all of that, we'll do a little small thing here. That's not going to be deep, but it's going to be deep. So, again, clench feet, square up, pop it out, whatever you need to do. Alright, get yourself comfortable. Now, right now I'm going to teach you a different breathing technique. It's called skip breathing or box breathing. You inhale for about 2 to 3 seconds. Hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds. You exhale for the same 2 to 3 seconds. You hold it for another 2 to 3 seconds. And you perform the loop. So, with that same technique, you decrease stress, you decrease anxiety. This helps when adrenaline starts kicking. Because in a fight and heavy lifting and intense situations, fear-driven situations, we start contractional breathing, and it does not allow us to flow. It does not allow oxygen to flow through the body. So try to remember when you've attached with these hindrances, when you come to a place in life that causes you anxiety, fear, whatever the case may be, adrenaline rush, don't forget about proper breathing. A good way to combat those intense situations is that box breathing, that skip breathing. It's that simple. It really is. It's the bare fundamentals of being human with breathing. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. And then close it. Let's find your center. Focus on nothing, on how you breathe. Keep your breathing pattern the same. Don't do a deep breath here, short breath, deep breath, short breath. You want short breaths? Focus on short breathing. But allow that breath to do its function. Don't you're hyperventilating yourself. Okay? So clench feet, deep breath, come center. And breathe. Let it rain. Allow yourself to recognize your tension. Accept that you are tense. And accept the fact that it should be released. Investigate. Ask yourself, why do I have this tension? Do I have this burden? Do I have this pain? Ask yourself, where does this turmoil come from? Breathe. Ask questions, not to seek answers, but to have answers given. Those answers come from the truth in that spirit which resides in you, the truth of that love which radiates from you. And after you've investigated, after you've asked those questions, not identify, breathe, having those answers, we can release that tension. We can release that pain because it's no longer you. All you are is breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. Feeling center. Feeling healed. Feeling now. Breathe. And we'll continue breathing. Just feeling it all up. Showing ourselves that it is okay to be still. It is okay to be mindful. It is okay. Breathe. And coming back to center. In those breaths. In the rain. And the energy flow through. Let the earth fill you and her breath as you breathe. Allow that breath to focus that energy and pass it through you. And in your hands, hold a little bit of that light. Each breath making it brighter and brighter. Brighter and brighter with each breath. Filled with love. Filled with knowing. Filled with each breath. And in that light, passing on a prayer of gratitude, a prayer of love, a prayer of peace. And with one last deep breath, allow that love and peace to overshroud you. And as you exhale, send it to the world, send it to the universe. Much love to all you brothers and sisters. Don't forget, keep breathing.